Hi, I'm Eric the Security Guy. Information theft and ransomware are two of the most widespread cybersecurity problems we face today. Individuals and organizations of all sizes are suffering significant losses. I've talked about the technical issues before, but today I'm going to focus on the basics that everyone needs to know to protect themselves, their families, and their business. Phishing is a common type of cyber attack in which a criminal sends a fraudulent or spoofed email designed to trick the recipient into revealing sensitive information such as passwords or credit card numbers. Some criminals also use SMS, technically called smishing, and instant messenger services. If specific individuals or businesses are targeted, it's not unusual for the criminal to use a combination of communication channels such as email and SMS, in an attempt to be more persuasive. Similar approaches are also used to trick people into installing malicious software, such as keystroke recorders, illicit remote access software, and ransomware. Criminals can be very creative, but in this video, I'm going to focus on three common tactics: links to fraudulent websites, email attachments that contain malicious software, and fraudulent requests for money or information. Let's discuss each of these tactics and how to avoid being scammed. One of the oldest tactics is to email a link to a fraudulent website. The important thing to understand is the link might look like it will open your web browser to a legitimate website, like your bank, but it takes you to an imposter site instead. If you do enter your username, password, or other personal information, it goes straight to criminals who will use it to impersonate you. The best way to avoid this is to never click on links in email. Never. In addition, most email software allows you to hover your mouse over a link without clicking on it, and you can see the actual URL. If the email says it's a link to your bank, but the URL is to a site you don't recognize, that's a really good indicator of a phishing attempt. Unless you're at work and your employer's policy requires reporting phishing messages, delete it immediately. In addition to targeting financial information, criminals are also fond of obtaining access to email accounts. Once they gain access to the victim's email account, they're often able to leverage it to identify the services that the victim uses, reset their passwords, and obtain access. There are services such as Sierra Canadian Shield in Canada and OpenDNS in the USA that will block many phishing attacks at the DNS layer. Another criminal tactic is to send malicious software as an email attachment. Many ransomware infections begin with the user opening a hostile attachment that downloads and installs nasty software without telling them. Even if you expect to receive a Word document or a PDF from a trusted source, beware of zip files. If you receive an email with an encrypted file attached, and the email includes the password, that's a red flag. It doesn't make any sense to encrypt the file and send the password to decrypt it in the same email. It's very likely that the encrypted file contains malware, and the only reason it's encrypted is to prevent security software from automatically detecting the hostile contents. As we get better at avoiding fraud, criminals adopt new techniques. Instead of sending links, some just ask for information or money. There are many variations on this scam. Some will impersonate a friend or someone at work. Others will claim to be a relative in distress. Employees may receive a message that looks like it comes from an executive at their company, requesting confidential information, wire transfers, or even gift cards. The requests are often designed to appear urgent and may even provide a plausible reason that the urgent request is being made by text or email. To protect yourself, your family, and your employer, Remember that email and SMS are not secure, and it's easy to create an email account and configure it to use any name you'd like. The best defense is to contact the person making the request using a different communication channel, such as calling their mobile phone or using your company's instant messaging platform like Slack or Teams. However, it's also important to keep in mind that the other person's email could have been hacked and used to reset passwords for their instant messenger. If your job does not usually involve dealing with financial requests, it's usually best to contact your finance person or team to discuss any requests you receive. Another warning flag is a request to change direct deposit or funds transfer information via email. While it might be legitimate, it also may be a criminal seeking to divert funds. As a matter of policy, such requests should be confirmed through a second method, such as by calling a known telephone number for the party making the request. If you find yourself wondering if a request is fraudulent, remember that criminals want you to act immediately, preferably before you have a chance to carefully consider the request or talk to someone else about it. To accomplish this, they often seek to trigger an emotional response. A fraudulent email might say that a large amount of money has, or is about to be, withdrawn from your bank account or charged to your credit card. You might be told that there's a serious problem with your account. You might be given a deadline. Some criminals claim that a family member has been injured or stranded and needs money urgently. Others try to impersonate law enforcement or other government officials and might threaten that you'll be arrested if you don't reply or pay a fine. Some resort to blackmail, threatening to embarrass you or damage your reputation if you don't comply. In some cases, criminals simply send the same email to millions of people, hoping that a few take the bait. More sophisticated criminals conduct extensive research on their victims and/or use stolen information to address them by name or even include a password that the person used on a compromised website. It is, of course, possible you might receive legitimate email from your bank, a government agency, mobile phone provider, or a website you actually use. But reputable organizations should not include a link for you to click, try to alarm you, ask you to respond with confidential information, or request money, especially through a non-refundable method such as Interac e-transfers, Western Union, or gift cards. Even if the message appears to be legitimate, don't click on a link or call a phone number contained in the email. Instead, open your browser and type in the URL of the website, or flip over your credit card and call the number on the back. If the request is legitimate, they will totally understand and appreciate your caution. Protect yourself, just don't click. Thank you for watching. Please help me out by liking this video and subscribing to my channel. As always, if you have any questions or would like to suggest a topic for a future video, please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. See you tomorrow.